Hey, hey, oh. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, I'm feeling that beat right there.
Right?
That's pretty
That's some
good.
kind of fire.
I'm feeling that.
Go ahead.
I put this whole new setup hoping you guys would see my TV even closer, and I don't know if that's working. So we hopefully will get it together because tonight, ladies and Rob, well, the ladies know, but Rob. Well, actually, Garcia no, because Kelly, you were washing your hair. So, girl, you are in for it tonight. So,
That's what
before we
heard.
go into anything, again, it's another episode of Not Your Typical Girl Talk. And we, as usual, are going to introduce ourselves in alphabetical order.
Yes, we want to thank Radio Region syndicated through iHeartRadio for allowing us to have our replays on internet radio every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So check us out. Thank you, Radio Region. Thank you, iHeartRadio, for allowing us this platform. Now, we tape live here on YouTube and on Instagram. So check us out every Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Come on live with us to get the vibes. And follow and subscribe. Not Your Typical Girl Talk. Like one. Telly, girl.
Well, you didn't introduce yourself, so I'll introduce you. Hey, everyone, this is Garcia, the first member of Not Your Typical Girl Talk. My name is Kelly. I'm also a proud member of the crew, Not Your Typical Girl Talk. I was told that the stories this week are insanely wild, and because I'm so nosy, I'm dying to know what this all is about, so I'm not going to waste no time here. Shiva girl, how are you doing?
The crew, Not Your Typical Girl Talk. I was told that the stories this week are insanely wild.
She got kicked off Insta.
She's
waiting to get back on.
Oh no! Oh yeah, she froze.
It's the most fun.
Okay.
Oops. Let's try this again.
Sorry,
Let's
y'all.
rewind.
Technology is wild.
I'm back. Hi.
She's back.
There we
like,
go.
She's back. Let's rewind it. Just rewinding it.
Want me to be great, but I am here. I am Shiva. They call me Shiva. I'm the final female member of the crew, and my partner in life and in crime is going to introduce himself.
What's up, happy Wednesday. It's probably 3 times. What's going on, y'all? And let's get to it.
Okay, I think we are all old enough to remember Shaggy saying, "It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me." Well, this one, first episode, this man definitely beat "It wasn't me" in an excuse when you're caught to do something. What this says here, police say suspected drunk driver tried to switch places with dog. So instead of saying "it wasn't me," he said it was the dog. I am going to go ahead and read this story for you so we can further explain what he decided to do when he was caught drunk driving. Give me a moment. Give me a second. And this is from Fox 59. This happened in Denver, Colorado. So Colorado police arrested a man on Saturday night who was allegedly driving while intoxicated and got lost. When approached by police, officers said the man tried to switch places with his dog, who was in the passenger seat. Police said the incident started around 11:30 p.m. near 7th and Main Street in Springfield, which is in the far southeast part of the state, when a driver was allegedly caught speeding at 52 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone. When police stopped the driver and approached the vehicle, the officers said they watched the driver try to switch places with the dog who was in the passenger seat. Police said the man got out of the passenger side of the vehicle and claimed he was not driving. The officer said the man showed clear signs of intoxication, and when they asked him about how much alcohol he consumed, the man ran from the officer. The officer said the man was apprehended less than 20 yards away. During the investigation, police learned the man was driving from Las Animas to Pueblo and got lost in Springfield. The Baca County Sheriff's Office was called to help with the investigation. The man had 2 active warrants for his arrest out of Pueblo. Once he was medically cleared, police said he was booked into the Baca County Jail. He was also charged with driving under the influence of alcohol and or drug, driving while ability impaired, driving under suspension, speeding 20 to 24 miles per hour, and resisting arrest.
It's funny because something that should happen in Florida, but it's Colorado. They're taking it this week. They're taking one for the team. This is so sad. Like, imagine the cops rolling up and seeing this man.
I mean, when I read the story, I had to read it. I had to read the headline a few times. I'm like, this man really thought I'm going to switch places with the dog and tell him the dog did it. Blame it on the dog.
Blame it on the dog.
Like,
yeah,
it was that. Yes.
So the dog won't stop.
Listen, he literally was like, yo, if I switch places with the dog is going to have to take the fall for me. And I'm going to go home.
He really
This is
by far. I mean, here's the thing. I think in his drunken mind, he thought it was the cleverest idea. He was like, I'm so clever. I'm going to get away. They will be none the wiser. The dog did it. He switched places. Like, took the dog, put the dog in the driver's seat, put himself in the passenger, then came out and said, officers, the dog was driving.
It wasn't me.
Wasn't me. And like, I almost feel like there was more than just alcohol here. Like, because I almost feel he looked at the dog and the dog in his mind, looked at him and said, don't worry, G, I got you. I got you. Like, I feel like there was some, I feel there was some weed here. There's some sort of like,
He thought it was like Biggie Small. He's like, oh, Christopher's got me.
like, don't worry, Ninja. Don't worry, Ninja. We brothers. Got you. Got you.
Poor ninja.
I really feel that this man was full on just hallucinating.
You want some LSD?
Girl, some special
crack
brownies.
cocaine and
I don't.
Elephant tranquilizer.
Edibles, y'all. Stay away from those edibles.
That's wild. Wow.
Yeah, no. Nah. I'm gonna save most of my jokes for 3 minutes, but this is not. Let's not slight edibles or wine and alcohol. Like, this was clearly something else going on. This was more than beer and whiskey. He had a lot going on, obviously, but I got a couple of jokes for him. I'll just say this is too easy.
It's
Right?
listen. I remember the lady we had who had her baby in her belly, and she said, "Yeah, I can drive in the HOV lane." That was clever. That was actually clever. I'm pregnant. I'm with child. I am actually 2 people right now. Don't tell me anything, right? You said that life starts at conception. Well, I have conceived. I am 2 people. Like, deuces. What are you talking about? But this, he heard that story and he said, "I'm gonna one up her. I'm gonna tell them it was the dog. He's physically here. Her baby was just in her belly. I got this." And you're right, Garcia. He looked at the dog. The dog's mouth started moving. Real talk. LSD, whatever he was on. The dog was like, exactly that. Don't worry. We got this, right? Don't worry. I got you put.
Like, you know, it sounds like we do. Little pause on this. Hurry, put your hands on hands.
Let's go.
I'm done. I look forward to hearing what Robbie 3 times has
Yes,
to say.
we do.
Yes.
This one here, it was a lot. And
Wow.
so we're done. We're done. because normally I always talk about what happens on the other side of the border, but this story is actually in our side of the border, in our province, in our city. So for those American viewers and listeners, we have something called a premier. The premier is very similar, is basically the same thing as the governor of the state. And so our governor equivalent, our premier, is in hot water because he made some statements that people, innocent people, I'm going to say mostly the Caucasoids, are upset at him about, because the Black folks, we were like, good for you, power to the people. So we're going to hear what he had to say that had the internet divided. So let me turn this up as loud as possible because I want everyone to hear what he has to say. And go, Premier.
What is your government doing to tackle violence in elementary schools?
Well, again, isn't that a shame? When we all grew up, that's the last thing you think of is hitting a teacher or showing violence towards a teacher. I think, honestly, as well, it starts at home. Man, if I'll speak for my parents. God forbid I ever went up and hit a teacher. I got twice the hit when I got home. And I think everyone out there would say the same thing. So, something that starts at home. You respect your teachers. They're there to teach you, give you guidance, make you a better person. So enough of going after teachers. Teachers, I couldn't do the teacher's job, to be very frank with you. They have a tough job, but for the kids, man, you guys got to get your act together. Don't ever go after a teacher.
So that was very...
So, if you did not hear what he said, it was basically that back in his day, which is generally our day, if you wouldn't even think about disrespecting a teacher because your parents would handle you at home. And if you did something back in the day, you got handled at home through beatings. So with him saying this was now the headline that was there. Internet is divided after some people believe that Doug Ford encouraged parents to beat their kids. Hands up here of the four of us, who got beaten by their parents?
And Telly's my sister, so yes.
It's happened.
Okay, hands up here. Have any of you ever smacked a teacher in the face? Hands up here. Have any of you been convicted of a criminal offense? Hands up here. Like, I could go on and on. Let's be very clear. There's nothing wrong with what he said. Discipline begins at home. However you choose to discipline your child, discipline. And let's be clear for those, oh my God, I cannot believe they're saying this. We're not talking about abuse. There is a very fine line. It's actually not that fine. It's very thick, right? There is disciplining your child and making them understand right from wrong, and there's abuse. Two different things. So he's saying what his parents did and what our parents did was making sure that we were disciplined, we understood order, you understood respect, you understood when you are in this house, when you leave this house, you're supposed to carry yourself in a certain manner. And where I come from, where I was born, teachers were allowed to beat you.
Mm-hmm.
That might be a little too far for me because this is America. I mean, that's a different country. And I'm sure the standards of teachers are a lot higher there.
Oh, yeah, in Jamaica, again, let's be clear, people, where I'm from is Jamaica. I was born in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And luckily, I never got beaten by the teachers, but I've seen it happen. They took it, you had your hand out, and they took a ruler and back. Now, they weren't abusing you, but they were definitely able to discipline you because teachers were an extension of your family, and it was often people that your family knew. It isn't like today where the teacher's not someone. It was somebody generally from your neighborhood who grew up with your parents or grandparents, and it was very well known. You were not to act out because it took a community to raise a child. And now we've got kids who are slapping teachers because they're taking their cell phone. They're wrestling with teachers. They're throwing chairs and desks at teachers. this man, they got upset at him, the Caucasoids, okay, basically saying discipline your children. I'm confused, but where is the discipline supposed to happen if not at home?
I agree. Parents are supposed to raise their children. And they have to decide how they're going to do it. My issue here is, I read a lot of comments under this post on the Instagram post where this was shared. And a lot of people actually said this is some of the smartest stuff he's actually said in the past couple of years. First of all, he's sharing his truth.
Our people. Who's our people? Let's be clear.
Right. Our truth, that he was sharing his truth. What was he supposed to do? Go up there and lie? Because you want truth. So the man told you the truth. The reason why he is, and yes, we can say what we want about the Ford family, known in Canada, the jokes and, his brother, deceased, who used to be the mayor, had a coke addiction, and, unfortunately it spilled into his work. He just could not keep the two things separate. But at the same time, you look at that and you say, okay, well, everyone has, it's a culture thing. We were raised by Jamaicans, so we got licks, as we call it. We got spanking. But this is the thing that people don't understand. You get spankings up to a certain point. Because after you get enough spanking, all your mom or dad has to do is look at you like,
one look.
And whatever you were going to do, you're like, you stop in your tracks and you say, yep, they don't like that. So I'm going to go sit down. And I think that it's really, first of all, he's not encouraging anybody to go slap their kids. What he's saying is that at home, whether you decide to sit them down and yell at them, whether you decide to sit down and say, let's talk about your feelings, or stop talking like that, whip, whatever it is, the parent has to be accountable to raising these children. Right now, and I'll say this, and it's true because I actually just saw the story today, there is a rise in student on teacher violence.
Yeah, I heard about
there
that.
is. It's these kids don't seem to have the disciplinary actions they need at home. That's the truth, because these kids now have no fear. None.
Because they have no big mamas. Listen, I saw and we'll probably talk about it this week, but I saw what was the most disgusting display of parenthood today on the internet. And it made me so angry. Like, my blood was boiling. I sent it to all of you. And it was a grandmother in a McDonald's with her teenage daughter, who, from what I understand, based on the research I ended up doing, is about 15 years old, with her grandson and her own young daughter in a McDonald's with a bonnet on, twerking. And we will probably talk about it next week, but it was the saddest display. So the mother was maybe in her early 30s with her teenage daughter, who is now a parent. So she's a grandparent, but she also has a child that's only that much older than her grandson.
Right. So now the little 5-year-old is an auntie to her sister's newborn baby.
And apparently,
and they're rejoicing about it.
And according to the comments, the baby daddy had passed away of the 15-year-old. This is why he said discipline your children. But who's discipline who? Because parents are not parents anymore.
No, they're not.
They want to be their friends.
They want to be their friends. They want to be there for the
Let's
good
be
times,
best friends.
but they don't want to be there to actually sit their kid down and
say
discipline
you were
them.
wrong or you made a wrong
Because they
decision.
want to be their friends. They want to be best friends with their kid, not be a parent. Children don't need you to be their best friend. They have friends. They want you to be a parent. You made them. Whether you're with your spouse or not, it takes two to tango. So they were already made. They're already here. Take care of your kids. They're your kids.
I'll just point out, like in that scene, you just outlined the setting of what was missing in that family.
There was no dad.
Now, if there was a dude in there with some speedos twerking with him, I'd be like, well, yo, I don't know what on earth they got going on. But like I said, it's like you guys just said, there's no dude and there's no male influence, and bring shame back. Shame is a good deterrent for bad behavior.
You know what? One of my biggest fears growing up is that I would be in a situation where they had to call my mother to the school.
Look,
This is
girl.
a real situation. Where they had to be like, I'm going to call your mom to the school. And then if that happened, my next biggest fear was that my mom would call my dad. So then school calls my mom, I get in trouble with my mom, and then my mom calls my dad, and then I'm in double trouble with my dad. Like that was a fear for me. And that look that you talked about earlier, Garcia, I'm 43 years old, and my mother can still give me that look. It still puts the fear of God in me, that look from across the room, if my mother still does that.
Listen, do you remember in the 90s they had this whole thing that if you were late for class or if you skipped, they would call the home phone? And you would run home to get that call so you could erase the voicemail. Because you knew that if your mom or if your dad,
your annoying sibling, caught that phone,
you'd be done.
Because what were you doing? Because they know you left on time. So you were lollygagging on the street doing foolishness instead of worrying about going to school. But now, oh no, kids are taking desks and throwing them at kids and slapping teachers and pulling and calling them all kinds of beeps and beepity beeps and mother beepity beeps. But you know what? You go, Doug Ford. I say people, you better discipline your children, because you don't discipline them at home, you know where they end up? In jail.
Hey,
so you decide which one you
in
want.
jail, on the street,
or any other jail.
Mash up relationships.
Yeah, you don't want the government to discipline your kids. Trust and believe.
And with that, we end. Now, speaking of kids, well, we're just gonna show this. We're just gonna show this video. And I'd love to listen, Robbie 3 times. You're gonna have fun with this first segment. So let's just hear this conversation between this couple who live together. And go.
What's going on? Why am I needing pregnant?
Who you heard that from?
It don't matter. Are you pregnant?
I might be.
By who?
I mean, how could it be you if you ain't even home? You never here.
So
I don't even see you.
Wait.
Call you. Because I didn't even have time with you.
So you say you're pregnant. It's not mine. And you live here? Why pay our bills like?
That's the least you can do.
Are you like mine?
That's the least you can do.
What you mean?
You've been neglecting me for a long time.
So you ain't baby on me? And like,
I don't even hear it from her anyway. Why am I talking in the first place? That's what I mean. That's the stuff that I'm talking about. That's what I mean. It's simple stuff like that. You can't talk to me, but you can talk to her. How that make sense? You think I'm stupid?
You sitting up here with a secret, baby. You talking about talking. What was you
It's
saying?
not a secret. You just didn't know about it.
So what is that called? A secret.
It's called, you was out of the loop. You did be out of the loop.
But you were not. I got a whole kid here. Is that my kid?
We can find out. We can call Lori.
Is that my kid? So you saying it's not my kid?
I'm saying it's a possibility.
That a 6-year-old is not my kid.
What have you said? What have you done?
I'm always working.
It makes money. So just so we can recap for people who did not potentially hear that. Nice. I saw Robbie 3 times shoot his hand up, so clearly he heard it. This conversation was the boyfriend finding out that she is pregnant, currently with a child that may or may not be his. He pays all the bills in the house where they live at. She says it's the least that he can do because he's never home to spend time with her. And now he is questioning whether the 6-year-old that they currently have together is theirs. And she said specifically, let's call Maury and find out, because it's a possibility. Robbie, 3 times.
First off, am I the only one that finds it hella annoying, like the little music playing in the background of these clips? Like,
yes,
that's it makes it hard to hear. One, this conversation does not deserve any type of I see I'm about to go in. Any type of music other than like the clown circus music or something like that is the only anthem I can think of playing in the background of this one. How long was this clip? Like 3 minutes or something?
No, it's a minute and a little bit over a minute.
Yeah, it was a little bit over a minute too damn long, too. Like, this conversation just took way too damn long. The fact that she's laying down with I would have caught a case on that day right there. The fact that she's laying down, which is 90% of what she seems to do, while we're having this conversation,
no lies are being told.
Like, I would be furious, beyond furious, if I was in this man's shoes. That's why I don't even know what this is a discussion. She said just the fact, and she's so nonchalant about it. Like, that's the least you can do. I hope he got some sisters, because I would be calling every female in my family to duff her out, man. I'm sorry.
I have nothing. I actually have nothing. I watched this a couple of times, clearly, and I have nothing.
I'm only gonna say this one thing, and the one thing is, let's all like ladies, you need to do better. This is not. This is not how you want to show up on social media. This is not the real that you need to be putting out in the internets, in the Instagrams, and the TikToks. This is not it.
Yeah.
It's so weird too, because it's like, I know we keep saying it and it's not penetrating. It's like a sad thing. It's almost as if Black women are doing this more and more every time. Like the ladies that went to spring break and purposely got pregnant just to come back and make their whole TikTok and reel to say, "You got pregnant. We don't know who the baby daddy is," and it's like,
but we have each other.
We have each other. We're best friends for life. And I'm like, okay, so it's being glamorized, and it's become, and, it's like a broken record. Unfortunately, this big flubby mama is just one of the very many women that are going to keep doing this over and over and over and over again, making every other Black woman who's not about this lifestyle, making all of us look like we're idiots.
We're probably going to talk about this one next week as well. But I had the misfortune of watching the most recent Kendra G, which was on Monday. And a woman came on and she said, Kendra, hold on. Give me a second. I just finished breastfeeding my baby. This woman had 5 kids by what she says is 3 different men, but I caught her and it's actually 4. She's got a 2-month-old, a 1-year-old who have different fathers, a 7-year-old with a different father, and a 12 and a 15-year-old. And she's on Kendra G trying to find a new man. Let me repeat, 2-month-old, 1-year-old, 7-year-old, 12-year-old, 15-year-old, the 2-month-old and the 1-year-old are from different fathers. And she also had relations with a different man when she was 7 months pregnant. That is not the 2-month-old father.
And she's on Kendra G looking for love. Jesus, take the wheel. Your bags are packed. I don't know if I'm most Black women in America, but
on social media, this is what women are coming on social media and saying, yes, but take me as I am.
Yeah. A good strong man is to take this mesh up woman with all her kids from 16 different men and her flubba mesh up body, and he's just to say, sure, I'll take care of you and your kids. You don't know who the real daddy is. I'll take you because there's no competition.
Let me just be clear for women. When you have a baby, your body takes a while to recover. You actually have, for those who have not had baby, there's something called a 6-week checkup. And you have your 6-week checkup to even determine whether or not you should be having relations at all. And the doctors are all assuming that relations will be with the father of the child you just had. So this woman is only a couple of weeks out of her 6-week checkup, and she's already looking to get rammed down by a new man to make him baby father number 5 and child number 6. Welcome. So
that's a pandemic right there. There's a pandemic right there. That's the real pandemic, girl.
I have nothing more. So, but Robbie 3 times, he has a lot for us, and I definitely want to hear what Robbie 3 times has to say, especially about the first segment. So we're gonna start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Robbie 3 times. Let's talk about the dog.
Oh yeah, no, this one I think he was watching the live animated Scooby Doo's with his kids or something like that. So when he got pulled over, to him the dog was like, "Don't worry, Shaggy, I got you." And like, okay, and they switched seats, and he really thought that the trooper was going to recognize that was Scooby Doo, and he actually can drive the mystery wagon. So his whole plan just did not work out, apparently, because whatever he was on, that state trooper wasn't on. And
2 different drugs.
Just did not. Yeah, they were different. They were different drugs. Yeah, so definitely salute to the creativity and the cojones that it took to try that. Because I mean, yeah, I can see him switching seats and everything. Like I could just like, Scooter, get over here. And it's like, yeah, that's just hilarious to me. Definitely sounds like a Florida story.
Shoot. The next one. Sorry, my TV went. The next one is our premiere talking about disciplining your children. I'll get it back on the screen.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what the internet is divided about. Like, what was conflicting or confusing about what he said. Like, what are we going to start? Like, so by that theory, people should have smoke for the Bible, because it says, spare the rod, spoil the child. So where's the smoke for that? You know, that book condones abuse. Most of the world's religions say, look, man, nonviolence is a great theory up until a point. You know what I'm saying? But, you really gonna stand there and let somebody behead you? And this is like about just basic having discipline with your kids, you know what I mean? But and then it's like, or your kids wind up growing up to be the type of teachers that sleep with students and stuff like that. Like, this whole thing is so out of order. Like, yeah, this one I'm glad I only got like 30 seconds, because this just makes me like angry. Like, it does. Like, this is so slack. Ratchet, just uncouth, like she's just laying there, like I said, this creature. That I'm willing to bet 90% of her time is
like she's a walrus,
laying on her dang on side and on her.
You call this fat woman a creature? Like she's an octopus from this under the sea.
Ursula from Little Mermaid.
We're done. We're done.
Under that sea.
Oh no.
We're gonna go straight. Carson tosses people that we're done.
Yes, this is not your typical girl talk. Actually, Rob's true. The ghetto-ness and ratchetness. I actually, that woman kind of reminded me of, you know, on 600-pound life, and they're usually lying in a bed because 600 pounds. And yeah, okay. Anyways, welcome to Not Your Typical Girl Talk, where we try to make sense of the foolishness on these internets. Thank you to Radio Region, syndicated through iHeartRadio, for allowing us the platform to have our show replay every Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So check us out on Radio Region, syndicated through iHeartRadio. We are live on IG. We are live on Instagram every Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's get on with the show. We have a lot more laughs here.
Listen, Heavenly Father who art in heaven, people make better choices, because this one here, if I ever ended up in a situation like this with Robert, just know there would be no Toshiba and Robert if this situation happened to me. But I'm going to go ahead and read this. Again, shout out to 6 Brown Chicks for always bringing the funny. Wife was out of town, so I went clubbing and hooked up with a few women at home. Rika tried to turn our one-night stand into something more, so I admitted I was married. Then I said, if I wasn't, I'd date you seriously. A huge lie. Wife came home and all was well, until I noticed Rika standing outside in the mornings waiting on me. First, she was across the street. Then she moved in front of our home wearing the same clothes she wore in the club. I ignored her. When Rika put an air mattress on our lawn and masturbated in front of our home, wife demanded I call police. But I don't want Rika to tell her that we hooked up. What to do? Hashtag Rika is still here. Now, there is a follow-up. So apparently, he sent ring footage to the people at 6 Brown Chicks, and they confirmed there is indeed a woman on a mattress on the street. She was, however, not masturbating in that clip, but she's definitely there. Ladies and Rob.
I call cap. I think this has become like romance novels, and there's like a little shop in the Philippines where they just typing away like the most absurd romance stories or like situations or scenarios they can come up and think up with to keep some of these sites going. Because come on, this stuff doesn't even make no sense. And second off, we wouldn't have this problem because even if I did cheat with this woman, she invalidated herself when she started masturbating on the air mattress. Now she is clearly crazy, so nothing she says would be able to be used against me. I'm like, hey, that woman is crazy. Call the police. And I'm sure she tried to say, like, man, yeah, this, like she completely, like, I would, yeah, that's not even. This guy's got no game whatsoever. This would be so easy to, and it was once. It's not even like. Other than how she find out where you live at, dude?
Because he brought them home.
He's an idiot, and he bought home the hoe.
He was
giving like Carisha vibes, the way how she's stalking outside of the house. It's giving like
messy. He
stalker
was
vibes.
messy. Why would you cheat on your wife out of town and bring the women into your home, into your marital bed? It's dirty. He is dirty, and
he didn't think that
through.
He's just so quick to cheat. He was like, the woman didn't even leave her own house yet, and he was in the club.
You know, we're living in a time now where, and this is for the men. Yes, we have PSAs for men too, and this one is don't be out here bringing these women to your house. Like, what if she robbed him? What if she decided, hell, this place is nice. Let's get it, because that's what happens in real life, right? So the idea that he bought these women, and he said women,
but
so
she was the one
he bought them, because she is the
crazy.
She's the ride or die.
She's the crazy one. I do agree that because of her actions, like this isn't like her actions. Because of her actions, he could have totally called the police. Because he could be like, look, she's obviously nuts. Like, who in their right mind is going to get an air mattress, bring it over on the front lawn, start doing things like, you know,
how she
like that in outside in this. And I'm figuring it's a decent neighborhood, right? I don't think that this is some like neighborhood where there's tons of nutty people.
Unless
I think it's probably I think it's probably where I look we're not talking about classy people in this.
No, this sounds like a ghetto.
Do you think it's hella ghetto though?
Sounds like to me.
They met at a 2-star strip club.
And the 2 stars are for like the
Out
one
of
girl did
5,
that
so
one
it's like
dance
2 out of
half
5.
The one girl named
and
Diamond.
the food was really good.
The one girl
wigs
Diamond
were
that
great.
wears that wig.
With the rainbow wig.
Women were
Yeah.
horrible.
Food better than the women, exactly.
Right? I mean, this is good food. I was
Listen, this man, and then again, sir, you ask for advice now.
after the fact. Why bother?
Yeah, my advice: don't ever look at another woman again.
Don't ever look at another.
And pray your
Not
wife
even the
forgives
wife.
you when she finds out this hot ghetto mess.
Well, I mean, I would like to know if his wife ever actually found out. That I don't care about his stupid ring video. I would want to be like, is your wife still there? Does your wife still love you? Like, because at this point, the wife must be saying, why is this woman on the lawn, sir?
Hey,
Why hasn't she decided to go to our neighbor's house? Why is she just here?
What site is this on?
6 brown chicks.
Okay, so the wife don't know, but all her friends read 6 brown chicks, so they're gonna know. She's gonna know pretty soon. They're gonna put 2 and 2 together. This idiot self-snitched on himself, basically,
Thank you.
and it's gonna get around to her. I almost can guarantee it.
Oh no, she already knows. This was
Because this is not something that's happening.
Okay, so she knows by now.
And this is not something that's happening in every neighborhood across America or Canada. You know what I'm saying? This is a very isolated, specific story and incident. So yes, whichever one of her homegirls reads 6 brown girls is gonna be like, yeah, let me read you this story about Rika. And
Yeah,
Rika.
yeah, Captain
you know,
Dum Dum is gonna be in hot water at that point.
right?
Girl.
The mailman drives up. He sees the lady on the mattress as he's walking to drop off the mail. It's like, come on. The mailman probably reads 6 brown chicks too.
And seriously? And again, just I'm using the just. Do you? Okay, there's no tactful way for me to say this, but how methany do you have to look to be on an air mattress masturbating and nobody's messing with you?
Thank you.
All of that.
And we're
No
done.
dude walked up like, "Hey, babe, you need some help," or none of that. Like,
We're
if
done.
she was, if Beyonce did something like that, there'd be a line wrapped around the
Madness.
block.
Madness.
We're done.
Madness.
We're gonna move on.
Bethany entered the chat.
We're done.
I agree.
We're done. We're done. We're on Blue Ivy's internet. We cannot be talking about the mother like that. So
Yeah,
we
no,
are
I'm
going
just,
to
again,
move
would never
on.
happen, obviously.
We are going to move on because I mentioned this lady earlier, Kendra G, and this is another guest from Kendra G's show. Let's just say she was in an interesting position when she called in Kendra G looking for a man. So I'm gonna make it loud. Hopefully you guys can hear it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Oh God.
So when I left off your show the first time, right, I had been dealing with somebody for about a year and a half, right, Kendra? So when I got on your show, and then the next day it was like, oh, okay, we're gonna get back in a relationship, we're gonna do so good. So it's like I really didn't give the man a chance to like talk to me. They were all in my inbox, but then again, I wasn't really interested because they weren't talking about nothing. It was rare energy. It was like maybe 2 guys that I really did like. 2 guys. I was dealing with this guy, and I didn't give the other man a chance because, you try to make it official. Yeah, walk away. I'm not going. Who is that? A guy you want to get? Hey, wait. Wait. What kind of date? No, what kind of date? This is some makeup shit. Some shit happened last night. You wanted to make this shit up by taking me out because I love food. You a tourist. You love food too, Kendra. How y'all have that? How y'all have sex with the guy who's talking right now? Have the guy No, listen. One thing I'm not gonna do is for one, because I know how you are. I pay very close. You know, very observant. I pay close attention to you. I've been following you for a while. I'm not wasting. Let me say this. I'm not wasting your time because I literally said, and I said I'm about to get back on Kendrick's show because we going through some shit and you laughing so hard because you trying to embarrass me. Oh, but that's fine. If you're hating on me so bad, you are a hater. Like you're a fucking hater. Yeah, walk your ass off because you hating so bad. He's hating on me. If you already know one thing about me, one thing for sure, two things for certain, I'm a bomb ass woman. Ain't got nothing to do with looks. I'm talking about with cooking. I'm talking about with my motherfucking business, my job. I'm talking about tapping in, have my own money, have my own place, townhouse, my car, everything like that is on my own. I'm bomb as shit. I don't care what you back because he's trying to show out. He's trying to show out. He's trying to embarrass me, and it's cool. But I'm so wrong with it. Like I said right here, I wasn't being sneaky. I said, look, I'm going on Kitchen Show. I'm going back on her show. I showed him the first time I was on your show. I showed him, he wanted to. I don't want to see the video. But he sat right there and seen the whole fucking video. The first time I was on your show. He said that he watched, he analyzed everything. What the fuck did you do to make anything different to change the situation? Why do I have to come on her show? Why I'm on her show? He's not my man. He's not my nigga. He's not my boyfriend. So I can do this. I'm a grown ass woman. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm sitting right there, get a little irritated. He's like, damn, she on me. I don't want another nigga to have. I don't want another man to have. That's what it's giving. That's what it is. Straight up.
Straight up.
Yeah. That's what the fellas need in their life. Is it's just so like okay. Where I wanted to start is one because she did say like all up in my inbox like have they ever seen a Tinder swindler? Have they?
Yes.
So just the fact that you're getting like I actually get a lot of messages from like Jane 85211111007. I don't really
The way how you said the entire note.
feel like you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because it's always like I don't really feel like click. Oh my God! Look, she liked all my pics. Hey, what's up, babe? And then she probably will respond with some crazy stuff because it's all like scams. Have you ever got the email like I am Prince Naki and I am in Saudi Arabia and I lost my ID and I can't cash my $1 million check. Can you forward me $5,000? And it's like this woman says she's sitting up there saying how bomb she is, not considering that you got a whole ninja in the house with you that you smashed while you're so it's clearly like you're doing this all for him and like y'all like some toxic whatever because like she's like last time I was on Kendra I showed him he analyzed the video see this is what happens she really wants that man but he refuses to claim her like that you know what I'm saying he's just dealing with her so she gets mad and wants to run off and because again dealing with her some guys are idiots and they actually are jealous when their side piece has somebody else you know I could write a whole thesis on how crazy this situation is. Like, the fact that she is just going in like that is like
it's ridiculous. As she was talking, all I heard was Snoop from The Wire. That's all. The entire time she spoke, I just pictured Snoop from The Wire, and I was just like, it changed everything for me. Okay.
It is, and I remember when we were talking about this particular younger lady here, and I was like, this is actually the perfect illustration of ugly pretty. This is what they mean by ugly pretty. She looks like when you just look at her without hearing any sound, you think she's going to come on and be like, hi, my name is Camille. How are you? You really feel that's what you're going to hear. She opens her mouth, and if you close your eyes,
Snoop from The Wire.
Some like
She sounds like a man.
Some do.
He has a lot of male energy.
And she is out here like
gonna bust into a rhyme.
Like she's gonna bust out of your mobile phone and come out and beat you up.
Because you're not you're doing her dirty.
Yeah. And I think that, you know, and we watched the whole clip. If you can get through it, the whole clip, because she is just a lot. She is a lot. And she kept on comparing herself to Kendra because she's a Taurus as well as Kendra. So she was like, "Oh, you know, we girls, we sisters, we're Tauruses." I'm like, "No, sis,
girl, don't start putting everything into the. Don't put all your faith into the zodiac sign.
We are not the same.
Even real. Stop.
We are not the same."
And then, you know, she's 32 years old. She's not a pick-me.
No, she is not.
She's sure as hell acting like one.
She is not. And I really do agree with Rob when it comes to this idea of calling or getting on live with Kendra during this date where the man has purchased seafood for you, you know, and during the full clip, she does show the amount of food. There's a substantial amount of money that was dropped. And she's out here talking about how she needs a man to provide and she can take care of her kids and her kids are taken care of. But, you know, and then Kendra had to break it down to her that, look, if a man is even going to help you to pay the bills, he is technically helping to pay for your kids' livelihood, because what, your kids don't live there? Your kids live in the house. Your kids are using the lights and the energy and the heat. So he is going to take care of your kids.
I got a question for like, and this is gonna sound again bad, but like for women like that though, that like, I take care of my kids. Like, who else supposed to take care of them? You ran up on the daddy.
Who else is supposed to take care of your messed up kids but you? You're the mother.
Thank you.
Take care of your kids.
Like, why do you want credit for that?
This is why.
Where's the father?
Because we've got one more segment before we drop off. But this is why I dislike when women talk about, I pay my own bills, I have my own job, I'm educated. Okay, so you're an adult. That's what.
Welcome to being an adult, fool.
Being an adult? Like, this is what adults do. Mothers take care of their children and feed their children and put roof over their heads. Like, you want me to give you a round of applause for taking care of the children you decided to give birth to? Sit down somewhere. Anyways, we're going to move on, because this last segment here, and I want to hear, so Robbie 3 times still has his last segment. This one here, let me tell you, I'm just going to put a picture up, and I'm just gonna put this here for a second. And I'm going to have to bring it closer so you guys can see. But we're talking about kids. This person decided that they were going to deliver something, but instead of a baby, they delivered 3 pounds of cocaine that fell out of the woman's fake belly. So I'm going to bring this closer. So this is the fake belly, Instagram and YouTube. Okay, this here, fake belly. So let me read the story. Let me read the story here. 2 suspects, a man and a woman from Charlotte, North Carolina, have been charged with drug trafficking after police in South Carolina made a big cocaine bust during a traffic stop. The couple tried to flee, and the drugs fell out of the woman's fake pregnant belly that she had taped to herself. According to an updated report from deputies with the Anderson County Sheriff's Office, its Special Investigation Division and Directed Patrol Unit pulled the couple over at Interstate 85 during a proactive patrol on April 12th. They said the man was driving in an erratic manner, allegedly weaving through multiple lanes and nearly colliding with a semi-trailer truck. After pulling their vehicle over, deputies walked up to the couple. Officials soon noticed that the woman, identified as Samika Danette Mitchum, was pregnant and appeared nervous. However, when police asked her and her male partner, Anthony Miller, when was their due date, they allegedly gave the officers conflicting information, which only made them even more suspicious. They also allegedly gave 2 different answers as to the whereabouts of their final destination. When the woman saw that the police weren't buying their story, she and the men both tried to take off on foot. This is when police say they saw the cocaine fall out of the woman's stomach. morning, police seized more than 1,500 grams, or about 3.3 pounds of cocaine, as well as marijuana found in the vehicle. Now, hold on, the 2 suspects are also they're blah, 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 this is a long thing, blah, blah. They are being held. They're facing up to 30 years in prison plus a $200,000 fine. This is just too long. They're both arrested. They have cocaine trafficking charges.
They were actually better off hiding the cocaine on an actual baby than in a fake belly. Like literally, they could have had a baby in a car seat and just put it under the blanket on top of the baby, and probably had been a better hiding spot than the fake belly. So of course, when they had no idea when they were actually having the kid, they were acting nervous. The cops might have still been like, it's a little weird, yeah, I know. But when they took off running, because that's the first thing a pregnant woman is looking to do.
Right, they run
from the cops.
Running from the cops from pregnant belly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were like, I think we got a big bust on our hands, Earl. This is priceless. Like,
why? Hold on, I'm going to start from the very beginning of the story. You have 3.3 pounds of cocaine and marijuana in the car, or you're going to be driving erratically, speeding, going through cars so you can get seen by the cops. Like so they were on cocaine. Let's just be very clear, right? Like they were also taking, it used to be 3.5 pounds of cocaine, and they took some before they got in the car, because there's no way any smart criminal with that amount of drugs, I don't even know how much it would be worth on the street, but I'm going to guess it's probably worth quite a substantial amount. So you're going to put yourself in the line of sight of cops? No, you're going to drive like it's driving Miss Daisy until you get to your destination. And if at least you think, just in case you get pulled over, honey, let's get our story straight. You don't know when the baby's going to be born. You don't know where you're both going. You don't know nothing. Oh my God, these are the stupidest criminals ever. Let's just see their faces again, just so you guys can just, if they get
I don't want to see their faces again.
I mean, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. I always wonder if some dumb criminals ever watch TV, because anyone that's ever watched any sort of TV would know this is the stupidest way to smuggle drugs. Imagine if these people had a drug dog. Imagine if they had a canine.
I wish they would.
That canine would have ripped that. Would have ripped that belly right off that lady. Because this dog would be like, there is drugs up in this. Like any good smuggler knows, you should never have the drugs on your person. It would have been better if they took out the innards of their car and hide it in their car. Like, and then when it's found, oh my God, I didn't know that was there. Like deny and say, this isn't my car. Like deny. But you can't deny anything when it fell out of your belly.
Idiots. So we're giving them dum-dums of the night. So the dum-dums of the night go to these people. But again, Robbie 3 Times has more to say about this entire second segment, because Lord have his mercy, did we have to deal with a lot. So Robbie 3 Times, let me get you set up when we are ready to go, because first, Robbie 3 Times, we are going to start with, as I like to call her, Blonde Girl. Are you ready over there, Robbie 3 Times?
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
So this was the crazy woman outside of the guy's house. Yeah. I think that there's a certain IQ threshold for guys to cheat just because we're not naturally good at it, and this man clearly doesn't meet the threshold. And what in the world was he telling Rika that he bought her home, making up all this stuff to her that possessed her crazy behind, that this is how she wanted to he should be happy that she chose this method instead of going just knocking on the door and telling his wife, hey, man, your husband had a one-night stand when you were gone last weekend. Like, that would have blew him up. But this whole, like I said, how method do you have to be that you out there doing it, and like the homeless men, like nobody's messing with you. Like, come on, man, that's just terrible. She couldn't get him put this away, obviously, and this dude ruined his family. Whatever. Next story.
I have nothing. Moving on. So we're gonna move on to the pretty ugly woman on a date looking for a new man.
Yeah, this is like, see, I know we shouldn't be condoning violence, but this would have been so much more gratifying as when she was talking all that smack. If you had just seen like a lobster tail and butter and broccoli and all of that just kind of just right in her face or something like that. Like, that would have been hilarious to me, because like Belle just sitting up there while she's chumping him, talking all that smash, talking about him acting up and he acting brand new. Like, she might as well smack him on the booty or something like that. Like, this whole energy of this chick is like, she's got a big one. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's gonna hurt. Yeah.
Moving on.
Sounds like Jocelyn.
She does look like
Jocelyn. She does give off
See,
Jocelyn
there you go.
vibes.
That's
Jocelyn acts the same way too.
The same person. Probably a relative.
Oh God.
And my favorite story of the evening, idiot. This must have been. First off, it is astonishing to me that these people have 1,500 grams of cocaine. Because there's a lot of cocaine. Like, that's probably like 60K or so. That's nothing to sneeze at in the quote unquote drug game. So I'm wondering how they were smuggling. Like, had this worked for them before? I'm super curious what their routine was, like what their pattern was, because they just seem like complete imbeciles. They were better off like getting frosted flakes and exchanging it. Like, there's so many smuggling. It's like they haven't even watched any good smuggle movies. Like, I can offhand think of like 10 more legitimate looking hiding spots. Because that's the thing. Anyone that's watched, again, movies knows them fake bellies look fake from across the room. It's like that's
you're done. We're done. We gotta go.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sean. Robin, 3 times for you, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay. Kelly, you're gonna talk to the people then, please.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us on another fun-filled week of Not Your Typical Girl Talk, syndicated through Radio Regions. We want to thank you, Radio Region, for giving us this platform to share our truth and try to make sense of the very foolishness on these crazy internet streets. Lord Jesus, huge thank you for watching and listening. Thank you, Radio Region listeners. Thank you to everyone that watches us on YouTube. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you to everyone on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching us and joining in this madness as we try to make sense of it. If you're not following us, make sure to follow us on here as well. And not just this episode, but all of our past award-winning content is online. That's right. If you go to Radio Region, no, you don't. If you go to iHeartRadio, then yes, you were showing them the microphone. Let these people know we ain't playing. It's true. It's true. We really are on the radio. That's right, Mama. We made it. Almost. Anywho, you go on Radio Region right now. Oh, no, don't go on Radio Region. Go to iHeartRadio. Then through iHeartRadio, just type in Crazy Cat type Radio Region, and through Radio Region, you're going to find Not Your Typical Girl Talk. You're going to click on that link, and all of this content will be available for your ears to listen to. You can listen to this episode, which was hilarious. Lord Jesus, I'm going to go back and re-listen to it and watch it, because to me, it was awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. We got Curfia. I'm Kelly. We got Queen Sheba. We got Robbie 1, 2, 3 times. And until next time, we are off to Jamaica, because that idiot gal who claimed that she's half German and half Jamaican, like, nah, girl, you got some severe issues. But anywho, take care, everybody. We're off.
Bye, everybody. See you next